Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. On this channel, we cut through the hype and the noise, and I give you the non-biased information you can use to make informed decisions. I can't be more bullish, and if you're not bullish for the rest of this bull run, you need to watch this video. But you need to watch this video either way. Because I used to be a licensed three futures and options trader. Bought my first foreign currency back in like 1990. I do my research for me and I share my knowledge and what I uncover in my deep dives with my community. Therefore, I don't always tell you what you want to hear. I tell you what you need to hear. And this is in this video, I'm going to give you a lot of alpha. We're going to look at some news that's came out. We're going to look at some charts, and hopefully it will help you get a game plan and the right mindset. Because my goal on this channel is to get you in that 10% club. 90% of people that invest in crypto lose money, and we want to change that. And it's videos like this that I believe can get you in that 10% club. Now, if you need some help with your portfolio, we'll talk about it at the end. But it's go time, guys. I can't be more bullish. Now, hit the like button. Let's dive into it. Now, this weekend didn't quite get the pump that most people thought, but for the most part, it's been bullish for what, 5, 6 days now. And we had a pretty good weekend. And right now, it's what, 50-50, something like that. But we've had a lot of good news coming out. And a lot of people that were stacking in the last couple of weeks are already taking profits. And that's why I think you see a semi, down to sideways day like this. A lot of people on leverage. So if they were stacking, 2 or 3 weeks ago and they had a leveraged account, they're taking profits. And now, no matter what, guys, they have locked in those profits. And if we get another pullback, they got dry powder. Hopefully you have a strategy like that. All right, let's get into the good news. Now this is amazing, and guys, I truly believe when they finally pull the trigger and buy some Bitcoin, it's going to be a game changer. It's going to be all over the news, and the average person is going to start paying attention. New Hampshire was the first state to say we are going to stack Bitcoin. And it's approved, signed off on. It's a go. I think they said 60 days before they can implement that. So in the next 2 months, we could get the official announcement that the state of New Hampshire just bought, let's just say, $100 million worth of Bitcoin or 10 million. It doesn't matter. It's going to be the first of what I believe is pretty much every state. Some of these red states may fight it, but when they see Bitcoin at setting at 500,000, even if it's 2, 3, 4 years from now, and all these states have money for bridges and social services and things like that without having to rely on the federal government, it's going to change the game. Now, Arizona was the first to pass a bill, but that Democrat governor vetoed it. Well, they had another one come right behind it. Now, it's not as bullish. It's kind of like the one the White House came out with. They're not going to use government money to buy Bitcoin and digital assets. So it's kind of along those lines. But one thing that it had in this bill that I found pretty interesting and I believe might be the future is they talked about staking. So if they get Bitcoin, no matter how they do it, and they stake it, then they can buy more Bitcoin. And I believe once regulation across the board gets there, that you're going to see these states not only start to buy Bitcoin and maybe other cryptos, they're going to start staking it, guys. And it's a flywheel, kind of like Michael Saylor. Won't be that powerful. But guys, the whole world is watching this and it's happening right in front of our eyes. I don't think there's anything to stop what's coming, especially for Bitcoin. And I am by far not a Bitcoin maxi. But guys, if you want to hodl, I can't imagine hodling an altcoin, but you got to be out of your mind not to have some Bitcoin. Just keep stacking, keep stacking, keep stacking, in my opinion. All right. Now, it hasn't been totally announced, but the White House supposedly has struck a deal with China. We don't know what that looks like, what that entails. China has not verified it. They haven't commented yet, but there's a press conference coming out tomorrow, Monday, sometime Monday, where they're going to talk about what transpired. And supposedly, we have struck a deal with tariffs in China. And if you don't think that's going to rock the stock market, I think you're out of your mind. Now, he may, Trump, he could say anything that could change that. But guys, I expect tomorrow to be extremely bullish. And I could go on for hours, talk about all the, the tailwind that's behind Bitcoin. Not necessarily altcoins. Altcoins are pretty much following Bitcoin. And I don't believe we are in altcoin season yet. Now, some people could jump the gun and say we are. However, to verify, we need Bitcoin to pull back, whether that's this week, this coming week, next week, or whatever. We need a good down day or two for Bitcoin, and we'll see how the altcoins react. Well, if they keep going up while Bitcoin's going down, that will have me saying altcoin season is officially here. But I'm not looking to jump the gun with my money. All right, check this out, guys. Bitcoin is deflationary. They are buying up more Bitcoin than is being mined. That that is a game changer. A lot of people talk about the supply crunch. Well, you hear that about altcoins for just for some alpha. Most of them outside of say Ethereum and maybe one or two others, it's impossible. When you have like 100 billion tokens or these trillion tokens, there's never going to be a supply crunch in this bull run. Maybe not in your lifetime for those tokens. But when you talk about you could get a shortage on Bitcoin and a supply crunch, it could happen at any time in this bull run. If it doesn't happen in this bull run, it may happen in 2026, 27. I don't know. But we will have a day, no matter what price Bitcoin is, that it shoots up 10, 20, 30, $40,000 in like a day or two or three. I really believe that's coming. It's just a matter of time. And another thing, they talk about Saylor making this happen, but he's just one and starting to be one of many. Guys, I worked on Wall Street. Wall Street, and this isn't just Wall Street, this is a lot of wealthy people. When they see people making money in an asset class, smart money, wake up, right? They go to cocktail parties and you're like, tell me what you did. Well, I flipped houses. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. The big money's going to see it and they're going to clone it. And once we get something like an IBM or a Google or NVIDIA start doing what Michael Saylor's doing, or a country, or some people in Dubai, some of those wealthy, ultra wealthy families, it's game on, guys. I'm telling you, I can't be more bullish. All right. Now, this is a release from February, but I want you to think about it. At that time, Bitcoin's leverage ratio hit a new all-time high. Now, I want you to think about that. And this is very, very important piece of alpha for you guys that think that we're just going to go up, up, and up, and you don't want to take any profits. You don't want to take any handfuls or whatever. When this came out, it was like in the middle of February. That was kind of like when it was game over because market makers and exchanges and the whales and the hedge funds go, oh, all these guys are on leverage. Let's go get that money. Let's wipe them out. So that almost guarantees you guys, no matter what we do in the next 6, 8, 9 months, we're going to get hammered more than once. And it's going to be just like 2 or 3 weeks ago when everybody was crying, saying, oh, it's never going to happen. Altcoin season's over, But guys, people that were taking profits and buying when everybody was crying, they're in that 10% club. So you need to think of how those guys think. When you call up all your buddies or you start surfing around and every influencer is bullish, think about it. 9 out of 10 of them are going to get wrecked. You want to listen to the guys that tell you the truth, that sit back and go, wait a minute, we're making a ton of profit. It might be time to take some off the table. Just like right now, I think in the next couple of days we get another pump. A lot of people are going to start to deleverage, take profits. That doesn't mean we're going to make new lows, because I 100% believe we made the low for the rest of this bull run until it's game over. We made that low like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I don't believe we're going lower for any altcoin or anything from here. Now, there are always obviously going to be some exceptions. All right, and we're about to look at some charts, so stay with me. Now, I've been saying this forever. I am not a gold bug. A lot of people talk about how great an asset is for gold, but if you go back to the historical, just like it's just made like a 15-year run, it also made a 15-year run to the downside 15 years forward. I've never been a gold bug, and as a rule, it doesn't outperform the S&P. Yes, it has its time like it's just had, but the smart money is going to be stacking Bitcoin. And all those gold bugs, not all of them, but the smart ones, especially the ones on Wall Street and the central banks, they're going to start taking money from gold and buying Bitcoin. And if you don't believe me, more Americans own Bitcoin right now than gold. Think about that, guys. All right, stablecoins keeps hitting new all-time highs. There's already been more transactions in stablecoins than Visa. That's extraordinary, guys. And yes, a lot of that is going to be in the payment sector, but once people get familiar, even if they're using it for payments in their business, once they start to understand it, mainstream people are going to start looking at altcoins, and a lot of people are going to start being onboarded through stablecoins, in my opinion. All right, let's look at the charts. Now, this is a chart that no matter what, you need to be familiar with. And the problem with Bitcoin, this is Bitcoin dominance. The problem with this is it moves so fast. Like, guys, this is just like 3 or 4 days. Well, this is 1, 2, 3. That's 4 days. Boom. You already missed the first part of the move if you weren't buying when Bitcoin dominance goes up. When Bitcoin dominance gets strong, you want to pay attention and get ready to buy our dollar cost average in. Now, me personally, I don't believe that Bitcoin dominance has topped out for this bull run. It's just got way too much momentum. What I think is happening is the big money, the smart money, the leverage traders have been buying Bitcoin back in the last couple of months because they didn't feel like buying any of these crazy risky altcoins. I know I went from buying pretty aggressive altcoins to my biggest bag at the moment is Ethereum. And I said my concept was that I couldn't imagine Ethereum not making a new all-time high in this bull run, and I would rather just make a 2 or 3x with my bigger bags instead of stacking those crazy altcoins, which I still have, maybe 20% of my bag in the riskier tokens. But see this green candle? This is just people taking profits. We could see this go back up, and I would guess that we're going to see, if you can see that, we're going to, even if we keep going down, we're going to see people taking profits and Bitcoin dominance keep going up. And like I said, I want to see Bitcoin go down, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $10,000 and see what altcoins do. Now, this is another chart that is important. This is USDT dominance. This is people like me and you that have dry powder saying, okay, it's time to start stacking more. Well, they went out of altcoins and they are starting to stack. Now look at this, guys. This was November. So we've got probably double or triple the move we've just had easily to match the move in November and December of last year, right after the election. So you want to pay attention to those two charts. Here's another chart for the people that, if you think you've missed it, oh, I've missed it, I missed the first part, everything's pumping now. Check this out, guys. This is others, which is basically all the altcoins outside the top 10. Guys, they're at the bottom still. They've kind of moved up, but they haven't even got back to where they were like pre, what is that? Before the election. So where, when they were really low. So guys, this is still a good entry point. And we've hit a double bottom. The odds are we're probably going to rally a little bit more up to here. And I would expect a pullback, maybe something like that. And boom. But guys, you're not too late. All right, here's another one. This is others. And this is crazy bullish for me. Again, gets back to, are you missing this bull run? All right, this is others against Bitcoin. It's been going down, down, down. This is November of last year, December after the election, right? Everything ripped. We went all the way down here, but I can't go all the way back. But this blue line goes all the way back to 2017 lows. And most of the price points between now and then have been above here. So we are at crazy lows still for the average altcoin. All right, I'm gonna throw this in, and then we'll talk about my final thoughts of what my strategy is going to be, and then we'll talk about if you need some help with your portfolio. This is Ethereum. Now I could be wrong. I think this is the bottom. And for the people that's been around, I remember at the start of this bull run, there's a chart out there, and I couldn't find it, and I didn't want to spend all the time looking for it, but there's a chart out there. It says Bitcoin runs, Ethereum runs, then bigger altcoins run, then so on and so forth. Well, that didn't happen. Bitcoin ran, Solana started to run, then other altcoins, the money rolled into other sectors, and they didn't really run into Ethereum. Guys, I don't like Ethereum. Even though it's my biggest bag, I can't stand paying those fees. But Wall Street likes Ethereum. It dominates most of, compared to every ecosystem. Wall Street runs nodes, they stake, they like the security layer. I believe it dominates 82, 86% of all the tokenized assets. So I believe that no matter what, Ethereum is going to hit a new all-time high in this bull run. And when it starts to rip and get the attention, all those good tokens that are built on Ethereum, the altcoins are going to rip. All right. Here's my overall strategy in a nutshell, really brief, for the remainder of this bull run. I don't care what happens. I'm going to be stacking. I'm going to be aggressively taking profits from here on up. I believe we'll have another ass kicking between now and before this bull run's over, just as bad as what we just went through, where everybody's like, oh man, it's over. I didn't take any profits. Guys, if you play your cards right, I believe in the next 5 or 6 months, if you have a really good strategy, it's going to dictate how well you did and whether you're going to be in the 90% club or the 10% club. And for you hodlers, they're just going to wait till, say, December and try to catch the top. Good luck. I highly recommend you take profits along the way. There's going to be new projects that come out that are hot that you can buy. And it's a fact. It's not hypothetical. If you want to make the most money in crypto, you want new tokens that have never experienced a bull run, that are in the hot sectors like gaming, RWA, AI agents, and definitely something in the base ecosystem for whatever that's worth. Now, that being said, guys, if you need someone to take a look at your portfolio and help you get a game plan and a strategy to take profits and how to compare and everything else, I do one-on-one coaching. I have a coaching course that does the same thing for your portfolio, and you can get 3 Zoom calls. You can get the course with 1 Zoom call. I have a shorting course, which I personally believe everyone should start learning to go short. That is where the money is. Because we know when the bull runs over, they're all going to crash. Every single one of them. It's never not happened in crypto history. Now, this bull run is different. We have ETFs, but I can 100% almost guarantee you the closest thing you're going to get a guarantee in crypto is if a project has bad tokenomics, which is the majority of them, and they don't have an ETF, they're going to crash 80 to 97%. Some are going to crash and never come back. Two facts you need to know. 90% of all tokens that never experience a bull run, 90% of all tokens never hit a new all-time high in its second bull run. You don't believe me? Go back and study. Go look at XLM, IOTA, XRP. I believe HBAR is going to do the same thing. Algorand's going to do the same thing in this bull run. The odds are against you if you are looking to hodl those. Now, here's another one. I only know of two tokens out of all the tokens ever created that has hit a new all-time high in its third bull run that didn't in its second. It's only been two, guys, and both of the ones that did it are fully diluted. So why would you want to not play the probabilities, which is what I do and most successful people do, especially traders? Why would you want to invest in a project that has to be the exception to the rule to invest in when you got all these new projects like SUI that is going to rip and has a lot less risk compared to most projects? Here's another piece of free alpha, and then I'll let you go. Guys, this is a fact. There's never been an altcoin that wasn't a layer one outside of one exception, which was Shiba, that wasn't a layer one. It's a meme coin. So when you look at projects like Link and other projects, they're not layer ones. The odds of them breaking the 40 billion means they have to be the exception. So when someone starts to tell you what you want to hear and you own projects like that, remember, they have to be the exception. Why buy a project that has to be the exception? That being said, guys, whether you take me up on my coaching or whatever, do yourself a favor. Take profits or you'll become the prophet, and get a game plan and stick to it. And guys, if your game plan has a price target, you're probably going to get wrecked. No matter what token it is, what if you're off by 1 penny? You didn't take profits. And when it's game over, it's musical chairs. You're going to wake up for all of us. And we're all getting wrecked. And the people that had a good game plan, have been taking profits, are going to do exceptionally well. For me, at a certain point, probably at the top of this bull run, this part of the bull run we're having right now, if it keeps getting extended, for me, what comes out doesn't come back in. Only 1% will. So in my opinion, once you get your initial investment back, you're already guaranteed to be in that 90% or that 10% club. So get your initial investment back when these things start to rip. When altcoin season is there and you get a 2 or 3x, start grabbing handfuls. You're guaranteed to win. And when that day comes where the bull runs over, and we don't know if that's going to be, some people are saying October, some are saying November, December, some are saying it's going to be well into 2026, whenever it is, if you're all in, no matter how much money you make, you could be 20x, 25x up for your entire portfolio, you're going to wake up and you're going to be down 30% that morning, and you're not going to sell. And then the next day you're down like another 11. And before you know it, you've lost half your profit. And that's when the pray-in and all that comes in. And that's when people get in that 90%. And they sit there and go, oh my God, I had a 20, 25x across the board for my initial investment. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Well, it's all like, oh my God. Are you kidding me? Okay, guys, I don't know if this crashed or not, but that's all I got. Hit the like button. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And either way, come back and be part of this community. I just had a glitch, so that's all I got. Take care, guys.